Hello and welcome to Upstack America's Oracle EBS Financials Functional Training. My name is Bob and I'm the lead senior consultant for Upstack America. And with me today I have Victor, who is also a senior consultant. And today we are handling Temple Data Lesson 21. Victor, please walk us through.
Thank you, Bob, for the introduction, and welcome everyone to this lesson in our financials functional training series. Lesson 21, we are going to continue with revaluation concepts, which we had started in our previous two lessons, I believe. We looked at what the meaning of revaluation is and what it helps us do. It helps us to identify, it helps clients to record the correct positions in terms of accounts when exchange rates change, and we saw examples of how that could happen. So today we are going to show revaluation on the system, but there are a couple of things that we need to do first. We need to enter exchange rates so that we can see what happens when we have different exchange rates at the end of the period and we have to do revaluation. Then we are going to enter some foreign currency journals, and then now we are going to run the process of revaluation. We are going to use the examples that I used to demonstrate revaluation. We have Maskani purchasing materials from Kenya for the payable side, and then we are going to do the same thing for the receivable side, where we have Maskani selling materials to Kenya. Okay. So let's head right straight to instance. And log in. So now we need to enter exchange rates, and our exchange rate at the end of the period is going to be different from exchange rates when the transaction, foreign currency transaction, was captured. When the journal was entered and posted. Okay. But first of all, let's do this in a new period. So let's open the next period in our calendar so that we can post transactions there. So setup, open, close. I believe our latest open period is June. Don't know why this won't respond. Let me log out and log in again. Setup, looking for open, close. Wow. So my Java applet is not running today. Okay. Let me quickly change the color. All right, so now let's log in correctly. Okay, so now what we need to do is open the next period, which is July, so that we can enter new foreign currency transactions in this period. Now, as that request is running in the background, what we need to do now is enter rates for the month of July, which we are going to use in our foreign currency transactions, okay? So let's go to daily. Let's enter our rates by range, and we are changing US dollars to Kenya shillings, okay? So for the dates, we're going to do July 1st to 15th, July 1st, maybe to the 15th. So our rate type is Maskani corporate. Let's use an exchange rate of 100, okay? And then let's enter another range from the 16th to the 31st of July for the same rate type, and this one is going to be 105. So just the same as what we did in our examples. Apply, okay. So we should have rates. Let's make sure. And there they are. So we have from, you can see 31st July going down, it's 105. And then starting from 15th up to the 1st, it's 100 USD to Kenya shillings. So our rates are good. And we can close that. So we've entered the rates. Now what we need to do is enter the foreign currency journals, okay? So we are going to enter this one where Maskani is purchasing materials for 1,050 Kenya shillings, okay? So we can call this journal Kenya purchases. right? Currency, we want this to be in Kenya shillings. For the conversion date, we need a date which is where the exchange rate is $1 to 100 Kenya shillings, okay? So we entered those from the 1st to the 15th, so we can pick any date between the 1st and the 15th of July. So let's go with the 1st of July 2018, okay? Then we choose the rate type. And the rate type we are using is Maskani, and you can see the rate here has been automatically retrieved from the rates that we can also change the effective date of the journal here, or just change it from the conversion field here. So company 001 is gonna incur an expense. Okay, let's just use the diff expense there. All right, can default everything else. So 1050 Kenya shillings, debit the expense, and you can see here the accounted amount in US dollars is automatically calculated using the exchange rate that we provided here. This is going to be a liability, so we are going to use a payables account right there. Okay, and the amount is 1050 also. So there we have it. We have our foreign currency journals entered in Kenya shillings, and the amounts converted to the functional currency, which is US dollars, effective date of 1st July, where the exchange rate was $1 to 100 Kenya shillings. So we can go ahead and post this. Okay. So now we've posted that. Let's go back to a slide. So what happens? At the moment, we owe, our Maskani owes 1050 Kenya shillings to whatever company they purchased materials from in Kenya. So we have seen that they owe $10.50 in USD. Time passes by up to the end of the month. Maskani has still not yet cleared its debts, and they need to run their financial reports. Okay. However, on that date, the exchange rate has changed, so the value of their liabilities has also changed due to the change in this exchange rate. So the 1050, which was worth $10.50 on the 1st of July, which is the period we are using, is now worth $10. So if Maskani runs their reports without acknowledging this this change in exchange rates, then their reports will be showing the wrong numbers. So before they run their reports at the end of the period, they need to do a revaluation. So that's what we are going to do. Run the revaluation so that we can find the correct value of this liability. So in order to run a revaluation, we go to currency, revaluation. Okay, now that I see this window, there's one more thing that we need to do. We need to go to our natural account value set and create an exchange loss or gain natural account. Okay, so before we do the revaluation, let's do that real quick. Value set Mascani group account. So we come here, let's enter a new one. So for our exchange loss and gain account, we can give it that value. Call it. We're going to do one account instead of one for gain and another one for loss. We need to enter the qualifiers, and let's make this a revenue account. So what will happen when there is an exchange rate gain, there will be a credit to this account, and when there is an exchange rate loss, there will be a debit to this account because it's a revenue account. So let's save our work. So now we have a loss and gain account. We can go ahead and do a revaluation. Just make sure that the request has been completed. Should happen anytime now. So we're good. So let's go and do a revaluation. You can call this Mascani revaluation, and we can call this the revaluation set for payables. All right, so we are going to run a different one for receivables because the accounts that we want to revalue are going to be different. All right, let the description be the same. All right, want to revalue all currencies. Daily rates, we enter our rate type here. The rate type we want to use is Mascani corporate. Okay, program error. Don't know why this is bringing up an error. All right, let's see. Let me close this form first. Let us see whether we had a problem. Everything was compiled correctly. So let's try doing a revaluation again. Okay, so nothing was saved. This was for payables. Looks like this error won't go away. Okay, so unfortunately, the error that we encountered when we were trying to do a revaluation did not allow us to continue, and I'm not able to demonstrate the process of revaluation in work. So we are going to end this lesson here while we try to figure out what the issue is, and we will resume from there. Thank you. Bob, unless you have something to add?
I'm good. Thank you so much.
All right.